Today, let's talk about identity, not as a concept, but as the place you are actually living from. Most people think their life is responding to circumstances, money, health, relationships, time. They think that is what's driving their experience. But circumstances are not the driver. Identity is. And when I say identity, I don't mean labels. I don't mean personality traits. I don't mean your history. I mean, who are you being before you react? Most of the struggle people feel comes from trying to fix what's happening out there while staying rooted in the same internal position they've always been in. And that position is usually some form of, I need to figure this out. I need to protect myself. I need to manage life. That feels responsible, but it's actually exhausting. Now here's the part that changes everything. You do not change your life by effort. You change your life by where you're resting, who you're being. When you're resting in awareness, not thinking about it, not affirming it, not working at it, but actually resting, experience reorganizes on its own. Not because you forced it, not because you visualized harder, but because awareness is the organizing principle. Identity is simply the habit of where you stand. If you stand as someone managing life, life feels heavy. If you stand as someone trying to get somewhere, life feels delayed. If you stand as someone who must fix themselves, life feels broken. But when identity shifts, not intellectually, but experientially, the tone of everything changes. And here's what people miss. You don't become awareness. You simply stop pretending you aren't. Awareness doesn't need improvement. It doesn't need protection. It doesn't need reassurance. It allows experience, and experience aligns. That's why force never works long term. That's why talking about problems forever doesn't resolve them. That's why effort-based change burns people out. Identity isn't corrected by analysis. It's corrected by return. Return to, I am here. I am present. I am not at risk. I am not late. And I am not behind. Not as affirmations, as orientation. When that orientation stabilizes, behavior changes naturally. Decisions clarify. Reactivity softens. Timing improves. Things that felt blocked move. Not magically, logically, from a higher logic. And this is where people get tripped up. They think identity is something you choose once. It's not. It's something you notice again and again until it becomes familiar. That's why embodiment matters. And that's why seeing it lived matters. That's why humor helps. That's why play helps, because seriousness keeps people locked in effort. But ease allows recognition. You don't need to convince life of anything. Life is already responding to who you're being. So the real question isn't, how do I fix this? Or how do I make this happen? The real question is, who am I being right now before I move? Sit with that. Let that click. You don't need to answer it out loud. Just notice. That's where things change.